All right, moving on to the Mosquito Power Rankings. Jesse, tough result for your Bell Warriors as the Cornwall Wildcats crushed them 52-0, moved to 6-0, and hold on to that number 1 spot.
Ouch, that hurts.
Yep, but a little preview for later. The Wildcats do get what they have coming, and the Warriors do get to pick up a win there. Eagles tumbled from number 2 to 7 with a 7-0 loss to the Cumberland Panthers.
That's a long drop.
Yep. Well, it's a very competitive division. It's all the teams are very close up at the top there, so unfortunately one stumble could drop you quite a few spots.
Yeah, apparently.
Yep.
It is the pinnacle of youth sports, the 12-year-old leagues.
That age, you say, like, what is it in baseball? Same thing?
Same thing, 12 years old. That's the second year of major, 11 and 12, which is really where everybody comes to the games. It matters. They get the best times. When you go to Williamsport and play the Little League World Series, it's the 12-year-olds that matter.
Yeah.
Because the next league up from majors, 12-year-olds, is juniors, and people start pitching at 60 feet, 6 inches, and a lot of balls, a lot of walks, stolen bases at 90 feet. So, 12 years old represents, to me, the pinnacle of minor sports.
Nice.
And we've seen some Ottawa teams at the Little League World Series, too. The Nepean Eagles have made it out there a few times.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we beat them last year for the city championship. Thank you very much.
Mic drop. It's too bad that it's on like a stand.
Yep. All right, so a couple other scores from the Mosquito division. We had the Orleans Bengals climb up to number 2 with an 18-16 gritty win over the Vikings, and the Wolverines move up to number 3 with a 40-14 win over the Generals. Now, this is where we started to get some comments from the Panthers fan base. A lot of comments about them only being in 6th place, even though they beat the Giants, the Knights, the Eagles, and lost to the Bengals by 1. Some claims that they have the toughest schedule in the league.
Yeah.
And some comments about how I need to give my head a shake, and someone posting
That was mine.
A meme of Stephen Colbert assuming I smoke crack when I do these rankings.
Good meme. Good meme.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good one.
So Panthers did beat the Giants by 6, but that was back in week 1.
I will say that this Panthers Mosquito coaching staff is a feisty bunch.
Yep.
I had a pleasure of coaching with a few of them, Eric Perron and Mike Schmidt, who we've featured on the Coaches in the Community. But, man, these guys get fired up. You got to love the passion. Love the passion. I got to remember that they're mosquitoes, but like you said, pinnacle of youth sports, right?
But I like seeing all the comments.
Yeah.
So, the Panthers beat the Giants by 6 in week 1. They beat the Knights by 18 a couple weeks ago in week 5. And they did beat the Eagles this past week by a score of 7-0. But they did lose 2 games to the Bengals. Yes, one was by 1 point, but the other one was by 19 points. Giants and Knights, they all have an identical 4-2 record. Giants only lost their 2 games by a combined 14 points. 6 points to the Panthers in week 1 and 8 points to the undefeated Wildcats in week 4. The Knights, they lost in week 1 by 7 to the Eagles and to the Panthers by 18 points. But their offense is averaging 38 points over the last 5 games. So their offense is clicking, and just like the Mustangs in the Tyke division, it's hard to stop them at this point. And
It is. You got to be able to put points up when it matters most.
Yep.
I've been on a few teams where we've had great defenses, but at the end we fall short just because you can't put points on the board.
Yep.
I think I'd rather take a team that's kind of precarious and susceptible to a big play on defense, but knowing that we're going to be able to put up 20 points a game on offense.
Yep. And the reason the Knights are above the Panthers right now is, like I said, it all comes down to who I believe would win in a one-on-one matchup if they were to play it tonight.
Right.
And Canada's offense has looked very impressive, like I said, averaging 40 or 38 points in the past 5 games, and
We're not totally unlike the NCAA rankings.
Yeah, people got big problems with those.
It's completely arbitrary to a group of people that know what's going on.
Well, isn't it a computer program?
Is it?
I think it's
no,
generated.
For the NCAA.
It used to be.
Yeah, it used to be back when they had the BCS championship, but now that it's the new semifinals and national championships, it's the voters. So there's, I believe, 60 people who vote on their top 25, and that's how they sort it out.
And it's funny because in the U.S., there's no more passionate people than alumni of schools. And you can't tell me that those people who are voting are not alumni of one of the other schools.
Yep.
It's not a perfect method. So I always, as much as I'd like to hammer Kyle, with the rest of the crew, will always defend him because I say, who else is out there to more of these games at all the levels than Kyle?
Yep.
And I'll say that because I know Jesse pays him.
Well, you know what? It's true. You get a good. You're getting a real sense of Ottawa football here. I hope you're ready for it because you buckled up and you've stepped up to the table. You're cutting the highlights. You're seeing all the games. You're looking at the score differentials, and you're putting these power rankings together. And like we said from the start, man, it's good to see people reacting to them because that's the idea. We want people to be talking about football and excited to see what we think. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. And like you guys said, I go to a bunch of games. This past weekend I was in Cornwall, and last weekend I was in East Ottawa watching the Warriors. I checked out a couple Tyke 6v6 games this weekend, and it's been a great time. I love the atmosphere of Ottawa football, and I'm looking forward to the final few weeks of the season.
Hell yeah.
And looking forward, we got a couple of great matchups in the Mosquito division this week. We got number 1 Cornwall is hosting the Gatineau Vikings. The number 2 Bengals are playing the number 4 Giants Saturday in Gillow Julian.
That'll be a great one.
That'll going to be a great matchup.
And I was thinking, a lot of times at this point in the season, that Gillian Field gets really muddy and sloppy. In fact, last year at Pee Wee, Christian Villeneuve played. It was like a 1-2 matchup at the Pee Wee division, Giants Panthers, and he broke his collarbone just because he fell in that slop. So. That's going to be a tough. That's going to be a tough place to play down the stretch in this playoff run.
So hopefully the Giants can use that for home field advantage. They know what it's like to play in the mud. And
they're not a turf team.
Yep. Yeah, and the Bengals they play at Millennium, so they're used to that turf field.
They've got it easy.
Yep. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. And for all you Panthers fans, you're playing the 14th ranked Generals this weekend. So let's see what you guys really got. So hopefully
put the number 2s out there.
Yoke. Burn.
With your murder in the beat.